may I get this? I don't know, because I've been doing so much interviews so far, and then I never really did get nothing. So I'm like, may I do that interview, but I don't know if I get it. And then they called. Okay, you read the title. Yes, I got the job. The last video I made was about 4 weeks ago when I was talking about applying for jobs, and then 4 weeks later I finally got the job. I wanted to be in it for like at least a month before I made a video, and I was trying to also create some type of balance, just schedule, just overall just adjusting to working overall. So I did get the job, and it was good. Like, it felt good to get it, but I think the main thing that I had to adjust to was not being home and just not doing everything. Because, before, like, we're concerned as kids, me and I feel I do the things them. Now that I'm working, I have to be comfortable with not doing everything and not having control over everything. So it is different. It is different from a stay-at-home mom to a not even work from home, to, well, working mom, and also not work from home and just actually working outside of the house. And it is a different feeling. It's I feel like the first day or two I was a bit nervous because it but just did nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm missing out. And how the kids are gonna react. For the most part, it's not that bad yet. Hopefully it doesn't get bad. But I think my daughter they're both connected to me, but my youngest one is very like attached. So for her, I was like, I wonder how she's gonna deal with it. She was okay. They would just tell me that they miss me, but also in the first few days, the first few weeks of the job was a lot of training. So that means I was away for a lot more hours, and I was working a lot more days in order to train and get used to the job and just get used to everything. I don't know how your brain works like that, but other things may study takes so long to learn. But I guess repetition worked for me. Repetition worked for me because doing those few days, I'm still learning new stuff, but I'm remembering things along the way. So I guess that's why we got all those hours and all those days in the beginning, because it was like a lot of days. I was doing like 4 days back to back and then 3 days off, or I'll do weekend. I remember one of the weeks I did the weekend, and then I was off one of the days during the week, and then I was back on again. So it was a bit back to back. And then when it was time for me to get the breaks, I was more off. But just did more. I did want to sleep. And also, I was like, okay, I have to clean up the house because, the kids them there and stuff. So I was like, I have to do some cleaning stuff as well. So I'm going to have to throw that in there. So that's what my breaks would look like, right? Oh, with me having some of those, even in between those, I think it was about 4 weeks, with me having those 3 days breaks and then using it to maybe do some admin stuff and just some not work from home, but clean up the house and them little things there. I still wasn't able to put schedule and adjust properly where it concerns the creative part of me. So I was like, okay, is this something that I'm going to put down? And I was like, no, this is a journey that I'm going to record because that's what I want to do. And I even within that, I was recording 1 and 2 times. I wasn't recording a lot. I don't record at work. I don't record outside of work, around work, none of that. I'll never say where I work, none of that. Just know say work did it and I'm doing it. Right? So because of that, I'm try to record like before, like when I do and things like that. So with that said, I had to create like a schedule, kind of organize a little bit, still not fully organized, but I was like, okay, first things what I'll have to do with like my days off is clean up, laundry, home, get those things out of the way. And then now I'm able to work in a creation schedule. Whereas I know that looking at the hours that I work, looking at the days and stuff, I'm like, all right, during this time, I can work in some type of creative schedule, and I can, with the summer coming up, I can work out, okay, these are the times that I can spend with the kids and, look at things that I can do with them and stuff like that between them time then based on home hours. So I had to wait for that to happen. Now, I know I'm telling you all of this and it might sound all Debbie Downer and all of that with getting a job. It's not. This is not like me complaining. This is not like me saying, oh my gosh, what was me? No, but just to show you that I'm just telling you the experience and how it feels to go from staying at home all this time and then going back to work after staying at home all this time. Yeah, so I'm just telling you what it feel like and what came with that. Because all in my head, even when I went to do the interview and stuff, I was like, I may get this, I don't know, because I've been doing so much interviews so far, and then I never really did get nothing. So I'm like, I gonna do that interview, but I don't know if I gonna get it. And then they called. It was like a good 3 weeks or so, and then they eventually called me, and I was like, well, they called back and sent the information, and they were like, yeah, it's orientation. So because of that, like me get the call. Let's say me get, I don't remember. I think let's say me get the call the Monday because there was something happening with my background check. Then by the Friday, my offer letter come in by the Sunday orientation. So I was like, I wouldn't say I was thrown into it and kind of did I prepare mentally for it, but like home wise, me that tell the kids, yes, mommy's going to work soon, but I just didn't know when I would get the call back. So in that moment of getting it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. But now everybody around me I forgot shift as well while I'm shifting to try to help support this new journey that I'm on where Constance's working. The kids were okay with it. They were they were cool with it, excited. So looking out, it would be like, oh my gosh, it happened already. But I'm pretty sure that week of interview orientation was like back to back, but the wait before it was not. So I wouldn't say it was overnight, but just know say that transition there mentally me did do it already, but the physical transition there was a bit of a thing. And then because the first few weeks was training, so I was there a lot more than how my like permanent schedule would be because it is part-time, so I was away a lot more. I had to be a little bit more active outside, get things together, and all when me feel like the odds against me, I was just still trying, like me just still did a push because it's something that I wanted to do. And like me just did want, I also wanted to work outside. I know work from home is an option. A lot of them that I was looking at, they weren't paying what I wanted to pay, and I also wanted to be outside, if that makes sense. Like any other stay-at-home moms think about that, you're inside most of the time. So for me, it was like, you know what? If I can get a job that is outside where it is convenient, family-wise, I'm going to do that. So when this one came up, I was like, okay, it can go on. It can work, right? It can work. And after deciding to get it, in those first few weeks, that's what I'm describing to you here. Like there was days that I would go, really excited for go, man, I lie. Like I was happy to go because when you look for something for so long and then you finally get it and you're like, yeah, this are going. So I was excited to get it. I was excited to do it. Like at first I was nervous, and then those few days, I was thinking, it. This is what I would say. I would say I was thinking about the kids, but at the same time, when I'm working, they were at school, and then the days that I was working and they had to come home, it was just for a few hours. So I was just like, I'm like, all right, for them father their home, they will be fine. But being used to being the one who will take on that role, it was kind of hard to pass. It was kind of hard to pass the torch to be like, okay, here you go, like you did this part. So you know what's crazy? Even though I had to take a step back with that part and kind of share the load or whatever, when I'm on my days off, that's what I mean. I tell you before, with the other days off the mama have, you're like, maybe I could have edit them time to know because more make sure so there's certain things school wise and stuff that the kids have to deal with. No, no, I think I have some control issue when it comes down to that. So I was like, okay, I have to check this. I have to make sure this is. They have Spirit Week coming up. They have this coming up. They have that coming up. They have a whole bunch of things coming up. So I want to make sure I'm prepared for the next day. The next week when I work is also back to back. So I have all of them there in my head and kind of organize it away. Now, was it perfect? No. Was it a bit sloppy? Yeah, because I'm still that try to get things together, but me did have to have. I don't want to feel left out. I think that's what I was trying. But no, I just never want to feel left out. So I was still trying to dip my hand in everything and make sure it's everything all right. And even though no, I still make sure it's everything all right. But there's certain things I'm kind of just have to leg off. I'm kind of they're going to be fine. I have to reassure myself them good. I do this because Ray. So it'll work, and there's nothing to feel too bad about, right? It mega nervous, but at the same time, mega all right. For somebody else, it's like, oh my gosh, why would you leave home so comfortable. Listen, that's the next thing too. It was a different feeling to not be home, cause you used to do home, and then I would be lying if I'm like, oh, you can wake up whenever you want. Either way, with the kids, them I'm up at 6:30. The latest is 8 o'clock, and even then it's not like somebody asleep and then wake up 8 o'clock. It's more of I'm laying in the bed till 8 o'clock. So I'd be lying if I'm like I miss sleeping in. I never used to sleep in. I would say I'm a morning person. Yeah. So if you open up, listen, I'm the textbook definition of a morning person. So either way, that's why I was like, I'm not gonna complain about anything because either way, I'm going to wake up early, regardless if me did what my made it at work. Maybe I could wake up early, so I can't be like, the sleeping thing. No, I would say, but just I try to figure out like what made I say what I miss is just being home. Sometimes because some of the days I'm at work and they're home. I'm gonna get to sit on the corner and then, I go to work. So I would say I miss that. I would say the weekends, even though my weekends are on and off, one weekend on, one weekend off. I miss them little days there for good, do little things. But so compared to when I worked before I had kids and working now is that there's certain times that I'm kind of strict on. So I know I start certain time because before that I have to. Whereas we can probably say, delegate somebody else to do it. I'm like, no, I want to be able to do that. So certain activities and things when me that do before, I like to be able to still do that. So I'd have to set my schedule in a way where I'm able to do things, but also I'm still working now. So I have to make certain sacrifices on things that I might be able to do and might not be able to do and choose between them. And I did. For example, when I just started too, I think the week that I started, the next week it was about to get warm. It did get warm and cool, but it was about to get warm. And the next week I was planning my whole my whole fitness workout daily routine, like, cause then as I get warm, so I was about to start going for walks. I was about to start doing my jogging, with the that thing that you've been seeing all over social media with the backpack thing, with the weight. Me that I get one of that and start doing my jogging so I can, get my fitness back where it was and just start to work on my body. And then I was like, oh, wait, I can't do that no. And what's crazy is I still can, but with those them weeks, I couldn't do any of that. Like, I couldn't really do none of them something because when I tell you, that we're back to back to back. And some days, like, it was, covered for the training. So certain things I wasn't able to do. And I was like, because I was even planning to go for swimming and stuff like that. And I was like, girl, you can't go swimming because by the time you're done swimming and your hair off a dry and all of that for go work, you're not going to be able to make it to work on time. Right? And I like some of my ball that I can just pot dry. I can't do that. So I was like, all right, I'm going to have to figure this out. And then that's when I started to realize people around me, like, the business and stuff. Not the business sound like it's an MLM. No, it's an actual job. So I had to I realized that okay, this is just training, and then after training it's going to be less hours and less days and I'll have more free days. So that's when I was like, all right, cool, because summer's about to come up, so I can pick up back my jogging, I can start, because that's what I was supposed to start doing. I can start that and I can take up back my walking and carry them wherever I need to carry them and things like that, when the days go back to like a normal pace, which is like a part-time pace, or if I end up becoming full-time, somewhere along that line. Even with this, it's like with me recording now, I'm like, damn, I'm recording and I'm thinking about other things that I want to record, but I know I have to break it up. But there's so much more to it. But I would say from, this video is, I got the job. So this is the beginning. This would be like, I'm going to make this like episode 2. Probably make this a series. I don't know. Maybe see when I make it. But this is episode 2 of me just getting the job and, trying to adjust. And I will say the adjustment took good 3 to 4 weeks. It take a little while. Like me adjusting right out. I thought I was going to adjust in like a week or 2, but I didn't. Because as I said, when you have certain plans and just dealing with the emotional part of not being home, and then making certain things like with kids and stuff, just been home for almost 8 years, even just working from home, so it's different, and that's something we have to adjust to and put certain things with in my life before kind of organize it in a way, schedule it in a way where I can still make time for it and not just being all about this new job. Because remember, Today I have the job, tomorrow I don't have it. Today I alive, tomorrow you're not. And just like anything else in life, you are replaceable. So with that said, thanks for being here. The next video I'll be talking more about whatever is on my mind when it concerns this whole job process from stay-at-home mom to working life. So until then, above the influence and never below it. Have a good day, and thanks for watching. I'm just gonna pay it. It's like, vibes. More video about that.